Our special guest tonight is here to talk about fitness and nutrition. And welcome to the Solar Sports Desk from the Philippine Volcanoes, Chris Everingham.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening.
May I just say, okay, again, I interviewed you a long time ago, and I remember you being extremely bulky and wide.
Yeah.
Well, he's a rugby player.
Yeah, that's why though. But
Yeah.
he's still a rugby player, but now he's so much leaner. So what happened?
I think I lost about 20 pounds since I came here, and that was more due to like water retention, and then also because of the diet change from Australia to the Philippines. And then just recently, there's always opportunities to be in the public and do endorsements and things like that, so you always have to look your best. And particularly with the Asia Games coming up this year, you want to be at your peak performance coming into September and October.
All right. Before we get to the volcanoes, especially the Asian Games, I know that's something that we definitely are all looking forward to. Let's talk about this thing that you're doing. You give a lot of talks about fitness, nutrition, and all the kind of living a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
How did this come about?
Well, it's not a new thing
Yeah.
in the places like the US and Australia, UK. But here, I noticed there wasn't so much of an advocacy for health and fitness in the workplace, and I thought it was a great place to start. Here in the Philippines, there's so many chaotic things happening, and not everyone has the opportunity or the access to work on their health and fitness outside of work. So I thought it was a great opportunity to start in the workplace so that people can begin on their journey towards health.
Okay.
What made you decide to begin this on your own? Because obviously you have your own training with the volcanoes, you guys have your own fitness regimen, but you took it upon yourself to go outside of that and start your own thing.
Yes, because I've been a dietitian, a personal trainer, and a lecturer for about 11 years now in Australia. Okay. And I noticed that there was a bit of a gap in the education and experience of some of the fitness people here.
Yeah.
And then some of the people that are claiming to be fitness experts, some celebrities and whatnot, are not actually qualified. So there's some misinformation coming through. And I wanted to make sure that it was correct. As a health professional, I've always wanted to make sure that I could help people and I could give people the best information to do their best.
Okay, so we've here on Sports Desk, we've guested a whole bunch of different athletes promoting their sport: runners, triathletes, swimmers, CrossFit people, 360 people, circuit trainers. To you, what is the best workout out there for majority of the Filipinos?
A lot of Filipinos are really taking stock to go into running, which is brilliant. It's a low-cost thing, and you can do it anywhere. So it's a great start for a lot of Filipinos. But I think the next step is for people to start moving into resistance training.
Okay.
That doesn't mean going to a gym, but it just means starting to do basic things like squats. You can see there I'm doing them, lunges, pushes, pulls, twists, some basic movement patterns that are going to help the individual to build some muscular strength and tone so that their metabolism is naturally higher.
Okay, so right now we see
Pilates.
Pilates going on behind us in the pictures. What is your view on Pilates? Because we also have Pilates on the show as well.
Pilates is a wonderful exercise. It's a great exercise for the inner unit of the core. So there's two units around your core. The outer unit is your abs, the six-pack, so the muscles you see on the outside, the aesthetics.
Yeah.
And on the inside, you have your transverse abdominis, you have your diaphragm, you have your obliques, and those things work together to keep your body stable and strong. So Pilates is a great exercise for strengthening the inner unit.
So not really for aesthetics, but your inner core.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's great for women, particularly after pregnancy as well.
Okay. Something to keep.
Hey, I'm not married yet.
I'm just saying. It's.
Calm down, people.
Okay.
Okay, but you spoke a lot about exercise, and you also mentioned nutrition. And
Yes.
over here, you've been in the Philippines long enough. You know we like our food fried. You know we
Yes.
love our pork.
And we love sweets.
And we love sugar.
So Yeah, talk about the nutrition side. How important, obviously this is a big factor, but how
Yes.
important is it for the daily lifestyle?
Nutrition is a huge factor in people's health. It's not the only factor, but it is a huge factor. I mean, exercise is one, stress is another, sleep is another one, genetics a little bit, environment like pollution is another one, but nutrition is a huge part of it. What you eat will determine what your body becomes and what you look like. And our cells turn over every year. You will be a whole new person in 1 year. So the person you were last year was technically not the person you are now because you're being replaced by the food you eat. It's been regenerated. So it's very essential that you eat the best food you can as much as possible.
Okay, so let's just say we're not all Philippine team athletes, right?
Yes.
We're not all Volcanoes, Azkals, Gilas players. Some of us are weekend warriors who like to work out on the weekends, do a lot, still be a little bit active.
But everything after their day jobs.
Yeah, everything after the day job. So for the most part, what would you say would be the proper diet for these type of people, for the weekend warriors?
Okay. The first thing people need to understand is no one's perfect, and every food, whether you like it or you don't like it, or whether it's supposed to be good or bad, are fine. And it's acceptable to eat those things. That's okay. You don't need to let yourself feel guilty for trying foods that aren't necessarily recommended as healthy. The first thing you need to look at is always trying to make the healthier choice. If you can make the healthier choice, more often than not, it will reflect in you as a healthy individual. It will reflect in your performance at work, your running performance, in your day-to-day concentration, and other factors as well, longevity, things like that. So if you can think, everyone knows what healthy is.
Yeah.
I'm not denying that. Everyone knows what it is. It's just about food choice. And if you can make the healthier food choice more often than not, then you're moving your way towards healthier.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Mine too, apparently. He walks in and I'm eating a sundae. A judgment right there.
We have no problem with the exercise part. It's the eating part.
It's the eating part.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
So, there's also this new fad that I've noticed a lot of people doing, is that they're counting their calories. Like they have this app on their phone and they punch in something and, okay, I'm eating this burger or pizza, whatever.
Yes.
And then they know how much calorie intake. Is this something that's, do you think it's beneficial, or do you think it's a little bit too much?
Calorie counting, I believe, started with clinical dietetics, probably in like the 90s and 80s, and then you had like some companies try and make that more popular. But it's come back with this thing called the quantified self, with the apps and whatnot. And in one way, it's good because it's allowing individuals to hit their targets, so to speak, to hit their quotas. But too much of it is not good as well, because some people can get obsessed with it, some people can get a bit emotional about it, and it can really affect the other aspects of their health, social life, emotional, spiritual, whatnot. So you need to be aware that it's there and it's a great tool, but it's not necessarily the be and end all of everything.
Okay.
Day-to-day variation happens a lot, and you need to be aware that that's going to reflect more accurately over 3 months and 6 months, as opposed to...
You have a lot of wonderful insight here, and I'm sure a lot of people do want to hear more from you. Unfortunately, we don't have that much time. How do people reach you? I know you have Twitter.
Yes.
But other than that, do you have a website or a phone number where they can actually... Do they call you? Do they schedule an
appointment for if they want if they want you to speak in some event, or how can people get a hold of you?
Okay, so just on Twitter or Instagram is fine, at Chris Evra. I'm usually at a lot of fun runs.
Okay.
So if you see me, please feel free to ask me some questions. I'm more than happy to help you out and put you in the right direction. And if it's any more complex, then we can refer you to someone that can help you appropriately.
All right,
Okay,
Chris.
and when is the next game for the Volcanoes?
Our next game will be in Hong Kong, and that's the start of our 7 series on the lead up to our Asian Games campaign. So we're looking at an August start,
Okay.
So stay tuned,
Yeah.
and we'll
Right.
be able to keep you
We'll have
updated.
you back on the show
We'll
to
probably
talk
have you
about the
back here to talk
volcanoes.
about, especially before the
Yeah.
Hong Kong and Asian Games, which I know is going to be a big thing
Yeah.
for the sport and for the volcanoes as well.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you very
Chris.
much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Chris. And we'll see you soon, huh?
Yes. Thank you.